everybody, it's Brooke. Oh, the sun is coming in at a funny angle. Sorry about that. Can't fix it. I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for coming over to play. I'm going to start working on the purple slow stitch journal cover because my next purple thing is going to be a slow stitched cover. If you're interested, stick around and we'll get started. All right, I've got all my goodies gathered. I'm so excited. There's a whole bunch of different flosses in there ready to go. Flosses, is that right? I've started playing a little bit because I think what I'm going to do on the front of this journal cover, which was completely inspired by Corinne at To Be Loved Treasures, the most amazing stitcher, most amazing journal maker. She's great. But she had started working with Lisa Maddox's Alfred the Bird pattern, which is this. It's awesome. I just got it. This is a whole quilt pattern, and each little block in the quilt is a slow stitched Alfred the Bird. So this is really fun. You get templates for all different bodies and wings and tails, and really detailed pictures and instructions from Lisa on how she did hers with stitching ideas and things like that. So go on over to Forage by Lisa Maddox and check out Alfred Templates and Instructions. Super fun. But I thought it would be great to put an Alfred on the front of our slow stitch journal cover. So I've got it just roughly cut out of my PDF that I printed. We'll put him aside. And I was just playing around with some fabrics. I've got some yo-yos. I'm going to do the front cover very neutral, because then when we piece Alfred together with brightly colored fabrics, the purples and the greens, kind of looking at these, which I really like. This is some very, very old lace, which I thought we might work in for his tail, and some gingham. I think that's going to look great on the neutrals. And then we'll do some detail stitching on Alfred in black thread to pull this black in. I think it's gonna look good. And then I'm gonna do some flowers out of yo-yos and do a whole bunch of stitching on it, and then we'll bring in more of the purples and green fabric on the back panel. So that was my idea. So let's move this stuff out of the way. And I think today we will also, I promised you guys a long time to show you how to make hexies and yo-yos. I might have done yo-yos, but I may not have. So this was just messing around with some scraps. Get this off. I'll never remember where those go, but that's okay. We'll just change it. So what I have is a piece of cotton batting, which I just love. I will link that down below. And on top of it, I have pinned a bit of an old table runner. We do have a blank spot up here in the right-hand corner, but that's okay. Let me grab the cover that I made. I thought I had it right in front of me, but I didn't. Everything else in the world is right in front of me, but not our cover. So all I did was take an old file folder. That's what this is. And I made, I don't even remember. The covers are about 6. Well, they are 6 by 9. So I did 6 inches here, a 2-inch spine. Is that a 2-inch spine? Yes, a 2-inch spine, because I think there'll be at least 3 signatures. And then a 6-inch back. I scored on either side of the spine and used one of the scraps that were left over to put another piece in the spine to reinforce it. And then I cut this piece of cotton batting to go over it. So I can stitch on the cotton batting and then either sew it to or glue it to the cover. And then we'll have this beautiful journal with this big fat spine. So hopefully that'll work. I've never done it that way. Here's hoping. So let me get that out of the way. Alright, so again, all I did was pin this fabric down. I used my friction pen, which is somewhere. This is a friction pen. Oops, it's upside down. Let's see. Made by Pilot. Can you see that? It looks kind of blurry. There you go. I think you can see it right there. It's an erasable pen. It also comes out with heat. So you can either iron the marks away or use your heat gun and get rid of the marks that way. And I'm using this bright pink because it's easy to see, but that's a pretty cool thing for stitching. All right, so here we have, I've got this pinned down. So let's see, what should we do? Let's make Alfred first. This over here, and these were the fabrics that I picked out for Alfred. Wow, I can't talk today. Lots of strings because I rip all my fabric, but that's okay. So this is the biggest piece of fabric we have. I'm thinking we should probably use it for his body. And I'm kind of rethinking this fabric. I don't know. Let's do his body out of this and we'll see. Now you can either take your template, cut it real close to the line and trace with your friction pen, but I think I'm going to do it like as if it were a dress pattern and just cut around it. That's why I didn't cut right up to the edge of the template. You get a more accurate cut if you cut the black up to the black line the first time. So let me just pull my needle book up here a little closer. And it looks like I have buried my scissors again. If you guys could see the mess around me, you'd laugh. Piles of fabric and threads and patterns and goodness knows what else. Okay, so let's just cut right here. And then we can go around old Alfred. And again, it does not have to be exact. It's fun. In the pattern book or the PDF, Lisa talks about how she embraces wonkiness. I'm all about that. I'm on board for that. At any rate, I mentioned Corinne because I saw a piece that she had done. Oops, I need to move this pin. Let's do this. A piece she had done in one of her Roxy Journal of Stitchery books that included an Alfred, and it was beautiful. I will obviously link Corinne down below, and you guys should go check her out. Alrighty then. Yeah, maybe I should have traced. Maybe the cutting it like this was not my best idea. Yeah, well, he's pretty close. He'll do. But you know what's not going to do is his little beak. It's too wiggly. So I guess I will try putting another pin in. If at first you don't succeed at all. Let's see if that'll do it. Now his body was all one piece. I cut off that other little piece of tail because I want that to be a different fabric. Oh no, what have I done to you, Alfred? What have I done? And of course I'm using my wool mat, which I love. Also, we'll link it down below. Got the fabric all twisted up weird. Alright, let's grab our friction and try that. Probably should have followed the directions to begin with, huh? I'm a rebel. Okay. Save Alfred's little body for another project. I am not a quilter, but I just absolutely love those patterns. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a book of stitchery with it or something. It was a great value. It was very inexpensive, and I think it might be on sale right now. But yeah, you can do a million things. Who doesn't love a bird? You can do a ton of things. So let's get rid of our mark. Boom, all better. I guess I should leave that out because we're going to be doing that some more. Alright, so there's Alfred's little body. Put those over with my scraps. And here's this bit of tail. Let's cut that out. Maybe this is the one we'll do with this lace. How's it gonna go? Let's see. I must ponder this. It's gonna go there. Great, let's do that. Absolutely. And I'm going in without even a pin. Can you believe it? I never learned, do I? I'm making it a little bit longer. And I'm going to save that little top bit of lace because this is precious, precious lace. And we can stitch it somewhere because it's beautiful. I don't know how this is over 100 years old. It's pretty darn old, and look at the cool rust spots on it and everything. Love it. So that's going to go under Alfred's little bum like that. Oh, yep, liking him so far. Looking good, Alfred. And then for the other piece of his tail, I think I want his wing to be this gingham. Well, you can't see that, sorry. So let's cut out his wing. Got threads everywhere, obviously. Cut around that, and we'll try the tracing method this time. How about that? I'll try to follow the rules. Put that with Alfred. All right. I was surprised when I was picking out fabrics. I don't have that much green fabric. Isn't that odd? I had little scraps left over from when I did the Anne Brooke project, but not much. Oops. I went haywire. That's all right. So let's try this. First, I'll just chomp it out. Get that out of our way. Now we'll make his little wing. Well then. Okay, get rid of our pen marks. That'll be Alfred's little wing, and we'll stitch around the outline and give him a little eye. I like that. Very clashy and fun. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one and use a different fabric. I don't know why. What have we got? What have we got? We've got everything. Let me just pull this pile over so you guys can see. Don't think we'll do netting butterflies. Don't want to use that because we're using it in the background. We're going to have a yo-yo made out of that. Too neutral. This is a smaller scrap. I think it's between these guys. Oops. Nope. Maybe. Wow. Okay, I think it's between those two. Okay, you guys yell really loud and tell me what to do. Green, you say? Green it is. Let's do green. Okay. So here's Alfred's little tail. Well, it's his other piece of tail. And we'll just go around that. Moving a little bit. I think it'll be okay though. Remember, we embrace wonkiness. Perfect. Put the tail with the other pieces, and you know what? I think I'm just going to slip a paper clip on there. Oh, I wish the sun would move. Now it's moved up, so it's shining in my eye. I've got big windows up and to my left over there, and they don't have window covering. Well, they do, but they're giant wooden blinds that are kind of hard to deal with. So, just have to wait till it moves. I should have got my fabric scissors out. Go right around that corner. Down that side. Keep our scraps. Let's get rid of those lines. Get that heat tool out of the way before I lay my arm on the hot pot part. The hot pot. No, the hot part. Okay. So, let's see. How did we have that going? I think like that. And then, how do we want his tail? His other tail. Do we want it underneath? Oh, it's kind of cute. Alfred, you're so cute. Oh, that's way higher than you can see. I'm sorry, guys. Move the camera a little bit. Oh, Alfred, you're so cute. I think that might be him. All right, so let's pin him together and set him aside. Don't want to lose our Alfred parts. And let's make a yo-yo to make flowers for Alfred to play in. I cheat, so there you go. There you go, right out there. I use a Clover yo-yo maker. They are awesome if you're doing any amount of yo-yo making. It's the Quick Yo-Yo Maker by Clover. There you go. I think you can see. This is a small, and it makes this size yo-yo, which is 1 inch. So let me show you. It's so simple, but the directions, I found the directions to be confusing. And so having done it for a while and played around with it and watching other people's videos, it's helped. So what you're going to do is, it comes in these 2 pieces, okay? And I took this piece, and hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I think you can. There are 4 little lumps, lumpy, bumpy guys. 4? No, 3. Little lumpy, bumpy guys around the edge. So I took my Sharpie marker and made a mark at one of them. That tells me where to start. Okay, and then it comes with this piece as well. This piece has, oh, that sunlight is annoying, has 3 raised marks there. I think you can see that right there. Okay, you want one of these marks, well, all of those marks, to line up with your bumpy things on the outside. So we're going to take this part, flip it upside down, have your fabric face down, and usually I will put my Sharpie line at 12 o'clock. It helps me line up the other piece of the disc. So we'll lay that down. Just enough fabric to make sure it's sticking out above a little bit. It doesn't have to be high, because we're going to cut right up to the disc. Right, that needs to turn just a little bit. Oh, phooey. Fiddly to do on camera. A little too far. Come on, you. That's 12 o'clock. So I'm just lifting up my fabric and peeking. And yep, that lines up. The other thing you can do is take a pin, and in these little indents, stick the pin through there to make sure it goes all the way through. Okay, that means it's lined up. Then press down and make sure it locks into place. Okay, and then just go around. I really should have gotten out my fabric scissors and cut it using the base as a guide. So my scissors are riding right along this edge. Actually, I'm glad I don't have my fabric scissors. I would be afraid of dulling them somehow, running them along that plastic. Being me and all, I could do it, I'm sure. Alright, get this out of the way. believe I had the foresight to thread a needle. That would be good, wouldn't it? Save you that pain. Yes. Okay. Gotta thread it, but which side is my knot on? Ah, there we go. Found the knot. Get this out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to turn it over this way. Here's my Sharpie mark telling me where to start. If you can see, let's see. I think you can. They're little C-shape marks all the way around. Let's see if I can get that up closer. See those little C's? The fabric is kind of masking them, but I think you can see them. And I'm going to start on the inside and start at that first C to the left of my Sharpie mark and come up through, making sure I'm going through the fabric on the back. Okay. And you don't ever want to go across the plastic, like you don't want to go back to the back or anything, because what will happen is you will sew the discs together, and that's not what you want to do. You want to go across the top and go down on the other side of that C. Okay, going through, making sure to catch the fabric on the back. It's actually quite soothing. I don't know how people make thousands of them to make a quilt, but I think it's kind of relaxing. Okay. So you're going to come up on the right-hand side of the C and go down on the left-hand side of the C and just work your way all the way around the disc, making sure to catch the fabric on the back. Wow, now the sun's really in my eyes. I am now sewing blind. Okay, and there's that. I think this color is going to look great with the other two. Let me grab the other two I had selected. Pick those two. I think they'll look good. Oh, still too high. There we go. All right, so let's see. It's kind of hard to tell where you are. I'm on the back side, right there, so I'm going to come back up through our C, back down, catching that fabric in the back every single time. Now Clover makes a bunch of different sizes of these. I have several sizes and I like them a lot. They're not terribly pricey. And I find it a lot easier to use this than, you can certainly do it without the yo-yo maker, but this is a lot less fussy. Once you get the hang of how the discs go and how to line it up, super easy. So hopefully I was clear on how I do it, because maybe it was just me, but I couldn't follow the instructions. Oops. That thread went behind the fabric. That's no good. Get over there, you. There we go. And tell you what, I will cut this part out and I will come back when I get to the other side. Okay guys, I am back to the last C before my little Sharpie mark. So just going to come back up again, making sure to catch that fabric. Can't stress that enough. Ow, stabbed myself. And then down through the other side, the left-hand side of that C. And then all you have to do is put your fingers right in the center and pop that disc out. And pull this guy out. You can pull it out if you haven't sewn it together. And have I done that? You betcha. So then let's find our knot. There we go. So this is where we started. I'm just going to pull both sides together and kind of gather up the yo-yo, shape it as I go. Keep going. Oops. I do like the look of them better after I've pressed them. This one I've pressed. But they're fine if you don't feel like doing that. If you're not about the iron, that is just fine as well. Whatever looks good to you looks good. Okay, we'll tie a knot. Maybe we will. Everything's all twisted together. There we go. Tie one knot. Get it kind of situated the way you like it. Gather, even out the gathers. Pull it as tight as you would like it. I want this one to be a little bit open because I might put beads in the center or do some turkey work or something along those lines. So I'm going to leave it open a little bit. Try to tie a knot. I'm leaving my needle on because I'm going to go in and bury the knot, which I will show you in just a second when I'm done fighting with this. Stuff that is so easy to do when you're alone, you get on camera and it turns into brain surgery. Alright, I'm going to, sadly, sorry to torture you, I'm going to tie one more knot. Just to make sure. Oh, for Pete's sake, Brooke, get yourself together. So I just make a big tangle instead? Cool. Exactly what I meant to do. I have no idea what I just did. Interesting. Alright, let's try scooting that down. And we've got a big tangle, so I'm just going to go ahead and hide that in the middle. So what I would do is take my needle, go inside the hole, go down into one of the folds. Okay, can you guys see where I'm coming out? Not right in between those two gathers. Oops. Down the road a little piece. Didn't go through the back of the fabric, just through the gather there. Oop. Pull it tight. Okay, and I'm going to go back and I'll figure out what happened there and fix it. But then you just pull it tight and take your scissors down real close to the fabric and snip that tail. And that way it pulls the knot that you made originally inside if you hadn't made a giant tangle. And the end just kind of disappears in there. And there's your cute little yo-yo. Except for the knot. But that's okay. Isn't that awesome? I can take it right over to the iron and flatten it out some. And then we have a space in the center where we can do some turkey work or some beads or something like that. And I think it's going to look great with those guys. So that is the Clover Yo-Yo Maker, which I just love. Get these out of the way, put them with our pieces. Alright, so we'll get this out of the way. How long have we been going? 30 minutes. Yeah, you know what? Let me show you what I'm going to do for my homework, as Corinne says. And we'll do the hexies next time. So if you guys have purchased a slow stitch to-go kit from me, you got these little paper templates, hexagon templates in your kits. Pull them out. Now is the time because it's super fun. We're going to make some little hexies and piece them together as elements for the back of our journal. Actually, that would go that way. Too high. There you go. So I've already sewed these two together, and we'll make some more and just piece together like a little patch to put in the back as an element. So I think that'll be really fun. So get your templates out, or if you didn't get a slow stitch to-go kit, the key with doing the hexies is that they have to be precise. So cutting them with scissors is not the best idea because they won't ever go together exactly right. So I used my Cricut to cut out these. And how big are they? They are, the sides are about 7/8 of an inch. So each side is about 7/8 of an inch. You can do that, or you can order pre-made hexies from Amazon or any stitching place. Look for English paper piecing and hexagon shapes or hexie templates, and you should be able to find some if you're interested in doing that. But then you baste them on to the little templates and piece them together. Super fun. A different technique that I wanted to try and did it a while ago and then forgot to show you guys. Rude. So just making a knot, quilter's knot in my thread. I will show you. Get this out of the way. Get our base piece back. So what I will do prior to our next meeting is invisible stitch this whole piece down. Okay, an invisible stitch it's just to get it held down in place. You can do a tacking stitch if you would rather, which is taking great big long stitches. An invisible stitch is coming up from the back like that, and I just have one strand of thread. Obviously it's beige on beige, kind of hard to see, but I'm just going to take a tiny little stitch, go pretty far over from that, and take a little tiny bite. I don't have to do a ton of this because this is all one big piece, but what I will do is we add layers. I'll do some more invisible stitching. Just a tiny little bite, and then go over, and you just keep doing that until you feel like your piece is held down nice and snug and you can get rid of these bitey pins. That's the best part, is when you can take the pins out. So I will say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you so much. I hope that you've got your own slow stitch going, journal cover or otherwise. And thank you for your time. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back, you guys. And hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Click to subscribe, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.